Volume 3, Number 9, A Romantic Escape. Grace is blogging about a bunch of different topics. One is about parenting. She gets really deeply involved in blogging about the experiences about parenting and talking about love and various topics. She decides to save her document and not publish it. These are her personal thoughts on matters of the home as she gets the attention of Michelle as Michelle enters the room. Yes, Michelle. Hey, do you have a minute? Says Michelle to Grace. Yes. Come on in. Sit down. What are you doing? I'm blogging. What's going on, Michelle? Well, I was invited on a certain date. It's called The Great Escape, or more like a romantic escape by my fiance Mark. Do tell, said Grace. I'm all ears. Well, it's kind of like taking shape as we speak, and I have to take a vacation. Well, you haven't had any vacation time, so you're overdue for a vacation. So I would have to talk to Miss Jackson about this, and you can talk to Miss Jackson at your free will, but you are overdue for a vacation. Yes, I am overdue for a vacation. Okay, so when would this occur? The 13th to the 20th of February. Okay, that's a couple days from now. So we need to fill in. So I'll talk to Miss Jackson and we will arrange it for that of the 13th to the 20th. And you can get whatever you need done throughout that week. And then we'll just talk to Miss Jackson in the meantime. And you follow up with Miss Jackson when you're coming back. And we'll have that fill in, do whatever you would normally do. And we'll train the fill in to do what you would normally do, the daily tasks, arrange all the necessities that the children need. And when you come back from your great romantic escape, then we will see you back on the 20th. How's that? Oh, that sounds easy enough for me. Listen, I know it's short notice, but he just kind of let me in on this. I didn't know about it till we were at the pond. We were just talking about it, and he said, I had a little surprise for you. And surprise, here I am. That's one of those things. Surprise, surprise. At least you got a heads up, though, Grace said to Michelle. Yeah, at least I was clued in on the surprise. Okay, Michelle, I'm going to call Miss Jackson right now and I'll let you know what's going on. But for the most part, you're probably going to have a replacement and you should be okay. Is there anything else I should do around the house? Well, all the kids are down for a nap as far as it goes with Josiah and Melissa, so we're free for the time being. You might as well take your break while you can. And the kids are at school, and Grandma and Grandpa should be picking them up here once they're ready to be picked up. So you're good to go for now. And I think Kelly's finishing up with her daily tasks, so take a break while you can. I'll see you in a little bit. I'm going to call Miss Jackson right now. Okay? Okay, sounds great, said Grace. So as Grace is pondering about all the things that go along with romance and dating and then getting married, she thinks about what it was like when she was first dating and how those great escapes, especially a romantic escape, was like she first started dating Michael. And she was reflecting on those moments, especially that romantic night when she was watching the stars with Michael and ordering Chinese that night when they bought General Tso's chicken. So a lot of memories flooded back suddenly. Well, it was no time sooner she was going to call Miss Jackson. Hello, Miss Jackson. Hi, Grace. How are you doing? I'm doing good. Excuse me. Sorry. Just getting over a cold myself. Yeah, I heard Michael had a really rough round of the flu. Yeah, I'm lucky that nobody else got sick. I had a little bit of a cough myself. I'm still getting over. Well, in that case, now that everybody's starting to feel better, we do have a little situation that just occurred, but it's nothing big. Uh, well, what is it? Miss Jackson said. Well, Michelle is going to be on vacation from the 13th through the 20th this month, February, that is. And we need a fill in. So, could you work something out that the fill in would be able to be here between the 13th and the 20th? Oh, sure. Yeah, she's actually overdue for a vacation, so I'm not surprised. How about I send up Stacy? She is a light duty caretaker, but she can work the hours that Michelle normally works. She can work overnights and she does have a flexible schedule. I can send her up today to meet you. What time is good for you? Well, this is actually a good time if she's free to meet me in the next, well, half hour. She can actually come up now. She's in the office. She's been working on training videos and she's in the office as we speak. I can send her up now if that's okay with you. Oh, that would be perfect because while the children are asleep and the kids are at school, this is a perfect time for me to meet her, said Grace. Well, Miss Jackson says to Grace, you got it. She'll be on her way up. I'll send her up so you can meet her. Well, that sounds perfect. That's an excellent opportunity to meet this new employee, and hopefully this will work out for the future because we might need her in the future too. Okay, Grace, you got it, Miss Jackson said to Grace. We look forward to seeing how this might work out for maybe future references. Okay, Miss Jackson, I look forward to meeting her. Send her on up. Okay, we'll see her soon. We look forward to meeting this new potential nanny. Okay, great. We'll send her on her way. As Grace hangs up and waits, it seems like a 5 minute or 10 minute drive seems so far away, but we're excited to meet her as Grace ponders that thought. And as Grace sits around drinking on her sip of water, waiting for that phone call or that knock at the door. And just as she was thinking that, she gets a knock at the door. Come on in. Hi, I'm Stacy. Hi, Stacy. I was looking forward to meeting you. Come on into my office. I call this the green room, by the way. There's just a lot of plants, but with the little 2-year-old, well, almost 2-year-old, I kind of put the plants in the patio whenever it's not too bad out. So, but the plants usually are indoor plants, so I usually keep them indoors. I try to keep them out of the way of a 2-year-old that's crawling, but you know how 2-year-olds are. She's almost 2 years old. Yeah, she's almost 2 years old. Not quite. She's more closer to 1 than she is 2, but still, I still think of her as almost a 2-year-old. Anyway, it's nice to meet you, Stacy. I heard a little bit about you, and you would be replacing Michelle for the week. There's a lot of duties, there's a lot of things I'd have to train you on day one, so there's not much to train you as far as training goes today, but I just wanted to at least be introduced to you because I do have a busy day ahead. But I wanted to just see you, talk to you for a few minutes, and find out a few things about you. How long you've worked with the Family Resource Center, and just a little background on you. How have you done so far as working as a nanny? I've done very well. I have worked with families, especially adoption families. I do primarily nanny care for that reason. I work with the state courts in working as a nanny, caring for children with special needs. So I work in various areas of care for children, and I'm state licensed, of course, in early child care development. So I have extensive experience. I've tried to do as much as I can on training videos to continue my education. I feel it's necessary to continue my education. Well, you sound like a perfect candidate. Now, in application, are you able to keep up with kids? Yeah, I do my best. I try to jog around the block. Oh, you're funny. I like it already. Well, you sound perfect. Now, are you flexible on days and evenings or overnights? Yes, I am very flexible. Well, that's excellent to hear. Now, Michelle is going to be on break for the 13th through the 20th. Maybe there's a potential opening for you to work at some point in the future. So we're going to keep you as an open ended opportunity in the future, too. Is that okay? That sounds great. I like you already, Stacy. It's nice to meet you, said Grace. Can I send you away for with this in mind? If that opportunity opens up for a future job opportunity, you willing to consider that? Yes, I would like to consider that. Okay, you'll get to meet the kids, and you'll also get to meet, all right, you'll get to meet my children, my birth children, but you'll get to meet the adopted children too. You'll see that you're excelling very fast as far as the adopted children. You'll see that the babies, of course, the age difference, while younger, they're growing up quick and they're very fast movers. So, but the baby itself is only a couple months old. So that's a work in progress. Yeah. So I'm a little exhausted and I'm going to take a nap. So I'll see you out the door. I'll see you on the 13th. Be here at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I'll train you myself as much as I can. And you'll have a little help from Jessica, too. Jessica's our babysitter. She works sometimes overnights as well, but she'll be here to help you as well. Thank you so much, said Stacy. I find this is going to be a good experience and this is going to be a great opportunity. I can see there's possibilities here. It's nice to meet you. It's nice to meet you too, said Grace. I'll see you soon. I'll see you on the 13th. Okay, thank you, Grace. Thank you too, Stacy. And as the conversation ends, I think Grace is relieved because Michelle is actually going to get the break she needs. Because Michelle has a lot of planning ahead, and you don't know the future Michelle has ahead of her. It's very possible Michelle could have children and have her own family at some point. And this is something that was concerning not just Michelle, but Grace herself. Is that a romantic escape is one thing, but having children in the future for Michelle could change at any time. I mean, it's changed for a lot of people. Life changes, people change, decisions are made, especially when you get married. She knows firsthand. Grace understands that life does change quickly when you get married, especially on a Valentine's Day weekend. As she ponders these thoughts, Grace thinks about, as she's celebrating her wedding anniversary, how fast things move and how quickly things change. As you start to plan your wedding, how fast and quickly things progress. But it's like anything else. When you make a decision, it's one decision after another. And she wants to remember to hold on to the good memories about being single as well, because being single is not as bad as oftentimes people reflect on. As much as people need people, you also need to be ready for that special somebody. And Grace reflects on all these things. Michelle is going to be okay. She's doing well for herself. She has to cherish even being single at times. Being single is not all that bad, but being married is a good thing. It is God's design to be married. And if you find that right person, you just have to thank God for those opportunities that come before you. Michelle, I hope Michelle knows that I'm going to pray for her as Grace ponders these thoughts. But now that all this is all cleared up, she's going to discuss it with Michelle later on. In the meantime, Grace is tired and exhausted and passes out on the couch. She's so exhausted. That's what Mom saw as she walked in the door. Grace must be really tired, Tom. She just passed right out on the couch. Yeah, said Grace's mom's mother-in-law, Tom. She's been working overtime as well. I think they need a vacation, said Tom. I think that she's been working herself around the clock as well. This is how my son got sick. They work too hard, they work too much. It's exhausting to be parents, especially new parents. I think we need to send them on a vacation of their own. Where should we send them? It's not like a vacation, but we should just send them to on a romantic getaway themselves. I think a romantic getaway is just what they need to recharge their battery, like a romantic escape. So Mom and Dad make some phone calls and decide they're going to send them to a hotel, just a little place to go, just somewhere around town. Maybe they can go catch a Western or something, or some show or theater. Yeah, just something local so they're close by to home that they can come back home. Just a weekend away. You know, I mean, with all the hustle and bustle of everything, they need to slow down. Being as Michael was sick, now Grace passed out on the couch, it's obvious they're overworked and feeling a little exhausted. So, after making a few phone calls, they decided to reserve a couple rooms. Well, in this case, one room for a romantic escape. Now, hopefully this doesn't interrupt their plans because we know that they already have plans for the romantic getaway, but as far as the romantic dinner, that is, said Mom to Dad. But I think they need this more than you think. This romantic escape is just what they need. I think you're right, said Tom. I think this is just what they need. They need to get away for a while and just take it easy. How long is a while? I'm only just giving them a night off. They'll be nearby and they can check in on the kids if they need to, but really the idea is that we're going to order roses and they'll go to the hotel room and they'll check in, and it's just one night of romance and a nice, great escape, a perfect romantic escape.